Well, what a night of Premier League action, following on from Brentford's 3-1 win over Liverpool to begin the match week. No goals, but plenty of talking points between Arsenal and Newcastle. A very heavy defeat for Everton, for Frank Lampard. That is 7 defeats in 10 Premier League matches now, and just 1 win in that period, and a very comfortable return to winning ways for Roberto De Zerbi's Brighton. Fulham have already won 8 Premier League games this season. They've just won 3 in a row as well, with a solitary goal at Leicester from Alexander Mitrovic. And we just showed you Manchester United's 3 goals and 3 points against Bournemouth. 4 crucial games still to come on Wednesday. Massive game at the bottom between Southampton and Forest. West Ham are in trouble as well. They're at Leeds. Villa, Wolves and Spurs after their defeat to Villa. And all Antonio Conte's comments afterwards are at Crystal Palace. And of course, put that in your diary for Thursday as well. The champions Manchester City at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. So, Bournemouth and Everton not able to add to their points tally at the bottom. West Ham have the opportunity tomorrow to go above them both. And of course, Nottingham Forest have the opportunity to go out of the drop zone on Wednesday. And here's the situation at the top. Arsenal 8 clear of Manchester City, who have a game in hand. Newcastle nudge up to 35 points, but so too now the Manchester United with their 11th win of the season. They're level on points with Eddie Howe's side. They also have a game in hand, and suddenly, having played the same number of games, they are 5 clear of Spurs in 5th and 7 clear of Liverpool in 6th. But 6 consecutive clean sheets, and that final clean sheet was under threat right at the end. You were out of your seat as Nick Pope spread himself brilliantly.
Yeah, what a signing he's been for Newcastle. The number of times he's done this, when teams have managed to get through that defence, your keeper, you need to rely on your keeper at times, and that makes the difference between good and very good goalkeepers. That not had a lot to do during the game, but that is a magnificent save. Just keep it out. Do anything to keep the ball out, and that's exactly what he's done. Good from Arsenal. It's a good strike, that is, but he's done ever so well. Good strike from Nketiah. Gets into that good position. Decent touch. He puts it out there. Then gets his shot away with the left foot, but that is fantastic.
Could Eddie Nketiah have done any more?
I don't think so. I think that what he's done there, you could see like the way the ball's come through. His touch was very good. He's a very clean contact on it, but like the goalkeepers now, especially look at someone like Nick Pope, to beat him there, you know what I mean, the way they use their feet now, that would have to have been he'd have to have got that ball higher or something, but I don't think either of them could have done any better. I thought it was a great save and it was a great effort from Eddie.
We thought at one stage set plays might decide it. Arsenal went very close with one as well.
Yeah, with Martinelli there and Trippier and Dan Burton, they done brilliantly. He just got away, and I'm thinking, oh God, there's no one on the back post neither. You know, you're thinking, like, you're looking at Tommy Asu, he's actually going the other way. Instead of maybe coming towards the goal, he'd get himself a free goal maybe, but, you know, that's the way the game was going. It's going to be very close. And unfortunately for Martinelli, that didn't go the right side of the post.
Did you think at any stage Arsenal might have had a penalty, right?
Yeah, I did, with Gabriel.
You can't even say it without laughing, look.
I did, yeah. Because we need it. We wanted something. I'm thinking that Dan Burn's all over him here. You look at Dan Burn. Look, he's grabbing. He starts out and then he pushes him down. So I think that could have been one. Could have given that one. Look, there he goes. Look. He's impeded him. Look.
Steve, I think the laughter says it all.
I think
that's all we need to say on that. The laughter from Mr. Wright says it all.
I think there's another one. There was another one on Gabriel. There's another pull shirt as well on Gabriel. But you know what? I think that the way Newcastle defended, I think a draw in the end was about fair. I think there was appealing for an handball on this one as well. I think it would have been very harsh to give this handball because, you know, he's trying to block, his arm's gone behind. There's not much he can do there. So kind of clutching at straws a bit here, if I'm going to be totally honest. I am clutching.
That was one of the few decisions the referee did get right.
Yeah.
I thought the referee was very picky tonight. I thought
9 yellow cards, a joint record high for this season.
He made it very difficult for himself. At times I thought he made it difficult because early on in the game he was adamant that he was going to show yellow cards, which then made it difficult because when another foul in, then he had to give another foul and a yellow card for that one. And I don't think he handled the game well at all.
And we saw both managers animated at each other at the end as well. It was almost spilling off the pitch.
Yeah,
as well.
I think Mikel Arteta needs to have a word with himself, or his assistants needs to have a word with him and calm him down. I think he's disrespectful to the opposition. He's making it very difficult for referees who have a hard enough job as it is anyway. I get he wants to be animated on the touchline. If his players were behaving like him, he wouldn't like it. That would cost him. So he, in my opinion, needs to calm down. I get the big stakes. I get the top of the league. I get it's an emotional game. But he's making it very, very difficult for referees, and he's been disrespectful to the opposition.
Yeah, he's very much in. He's very plugged into the game. He seems like that's the way he is. As that manager, you see some managers. You see Conte was like that. Sometimes you see Mourinho's like that. He seems to be one of those managers. Pep. He's very plugged into every single thing that's going on in the game. You can see it on the line. So, you know, I'm sure people are saying it a lot now. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's something you'll look at, but at the same time, being my manager, I'm not going to find too much fault with it.
Can that transmit to the players sometimes, though, in a negative way?
Yeah, I mean, they know they're under pressure, but when you see your manager on the touchline behaving like that, I mean, he has to calm down. He's the one that has to make the tough decisions and stay calm, or try and stay calm in those difficult situations. At the minute, I mean, at times he's gone crazy on the touchline. Can't be helpful, can it?
Newcastle, 13 unbeaten now, to get a point, the first team this season, to get something at the Emirates. Does that just add to the belief in this run?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was a really solid performance tonight, and Eddie will be delighted that his team have put that type of shift in. There were always going to be asked questions because of the ability that Arsenal have, particularly in midfield and forward positions. They didn't offer a lot themselves going forward, Newcastle, but I tell you what, in terms of defensively, if you want your team to go out and fight and scrap and give every single thing in the black and white shirt, then those players have done that for Eddie tonight. He knows deep down Newcastle are not going to win the Premier League, but he also knows that he's got a team that have got huge spirit, and they will give him and the fans absolutely everything. And when you've got that, you've got a chance, and he'll be delighted with that performance tonight.
But Arsenal are 8 points clear at the top of the Premier League. The last time they had such a big league at any stage, the Invincibles. Yeah,
you know, I think they're 8 points clear, and it's on merit. They've beaten the teams they've had to beat, and you know, again, Newcastle came, and it was a tough game. Newcastle have been playing well this season, defended brilliantly. I think that what Arsenal lacked today maybe was something off the bench. You know, hopefully Emil Smith-Rowe will get himself fit. Maybe we'll see something may happen in January, because I think they're going to need something, because the way Newcastle came, it kind of can give you a bit of a blueprint how you can play against Arsenal. You can defend very deep against them. It's very hard to break down, you know, especially if they defend as well as they did. Newcastle just unfortunately couldn't break on Arsenal. They didn't have enough maybe support with Callum Wilson maybe in the first half to maybe go and cause Arsenal a problem going the other way. But I think it's something that Arsenal are going to have to look out for, because if I'm going to play against Arsenal at the moment, I'm probably going to set myself up like that and then hopefully get something on the break. So you do need something off the bench. When you're looking off the bench, our substitute with Tomiyasu came on, a defender. When we really were needing some, like a forward, we're needing someone offensive that can contribute something creative towards the game to maybe open them up a bit.
OK, so...